right, so my name is Tracy Parsons. I'm the facilitator of the Community Coalition. Welcome to our monthly meeting. This is one of the best spaces in our community each month to meet, connect, learn about all the great things happening in our community. So we're going to do things a little different today from the standpoint of we're going to talk about coalition and coalition-related activities kind of going forward this year. So you have an idea of all of what's happening and then the priorities so you can see how it fits with your work, where there are the opportunities for us to connect, and then still maybe learn where there's gaps and collaboration opportunities. That's what coalition's all about, right? Everybody's doing great individual work. Don't mean nothing if we can't connect and connect the resources and the supports for the youth and their families. So you might be great alone, but we're powerful as a community and as a unit. So we're gonna start off, bring Barbara Jones up. We've got a race relations subcommittee here through the Community Coalition. Race remains one of the most difficult topics for us to talk about. We've got a committee that we're going to talk about what we've been doing for the last year, and talk a little bit about going forward. But race is the key for us to solve and address. We still get uncomfortable talking about it. The world, the climate in the across the country and here in our community wants to shut that conversation down. We're not going to do that through the coalition because that's what inhibits us from maximizing who we can be for everybody in our community, is understanding the impact that race plays. And when we look at specifically at our Black community, we should say this is unacceptable. When we look at all of the systems, all of the structures, the challenges that face our Black community should make all of us move to a new and different way of doing business. So I'll get off my soapbox and turn it over to Barbara.
Thank you, Tracy. Yeah, thanks. Hi, everyone. I am co-chair of the Community Coalition Race Relations Committee, and I want to thank Joycelyn Land Brown, who is co-chairing with me. She can't be here today, so I am giving the report. And also everybody else on the committee, Penny Soskin and Amy Felty, for helping write the report and getting the report finished and submitted on time. So here is our year in review, and apologies if we miss anything, please raise your hand and let me know. So next slide, please. So the African American Heritage Trail, and before I came here, I went to their website. They're new, and it's pretty new, and it's wonderful. Google just African American Heritage Trail, and it comes up first, Champaign. And so it's a wonderful opportunity, and we have worked with them, collaborated with the Grand Prairie Museum in Mahomet, where there are interviews with transcriptions of notable figures in our community, and you should definitely check with them. There's and if you know members of the community who haven't been interviewed yet, please let them know at the Grand Prairie Museum. So it's a wonderful opportunity. It's so nice to see how fast they've grown. They spoke at Urbana Rotary about a year or so ago, and things were just starting, and it's congratulations. Is anybody here to raise your hand from the Heritage Trail? Congratulations on your work. Next slide, please. Okay, partnerships. We regularly have, and I didn't know this when I joined the group, so I'm passing it on here. We have a resource list of readings, films, videos to educate the community. Maybe your church needs a video or something about race education, race relations. We have a lot of resources, so please do let us know if you need resources to do a program or for a community organization of any kind. We partner with the United Way of Champaign County. Thank you, Bev Baker and Javate Burton. And Sam Smith is here, I know, and when you're not being a probation officer, you work on this. And also, last but certainly not least, the Chancellor's Community Compact, which has gotten underway. How many were at the first meeting? So I know we're looking forward to hearing more about that. Thank you very much. Next slide, please. We sponsor and work on educational seminars and community meetings, and there have been 3 presentations at Parkland College, free to the whole community, about Black mental health in the community. There is going to be a conference in the fall at Parkland, I think co-chaired by Donna Tanner-Harold, if she's here. Okay, and it will be an overview of mental health concerns in the Black community. If you want to get Donna, Joe Omo Osagi, or Joycelyn Landon Brown to come speak to your group, I know Donna's coming to the Urbana Rotary, and they're ready and willing to talk to people in the community about this very important initiative. We continue to offer support for the Don Moyers Boys and Girls Club. And finally, and you'll hear about this at our next meeting, we are now working with the Osher Lifelong Learning Institute, or OLLI, to share knowledge and to promote collaboration with this group. We already have, I think, 3 professors of color teaching at OLLI next term, and we are very anxious, we're very eager to recruit more students with diverse backgrounds. So we're excited about that. Next slide, please. This was great. How many of you attended any one of the 3 or all of Joe Menarik's workshops? They were amazing. He talked about privileging, about training the trainer about privileging, and about analysis, policy analysis. And we spent the most amazing afternoon talking about what sounds like it's boring but wasn't, policy, and it's one of the best meetings I ever attended. I think some in the room who were there would agree. And Joe may be back, we hope. He did a great job, so thank you. Next slide, please. Community support, Sam, Electricidad. So Sam Smith was worked on this with Angeliki Sanitu, and it was terrific. Those of you who attended, how many attended? It was great. And so it is and it's a worldwide program where you take a Greek play or classical play and you translate it, or adapt it, I should say, to something going on currently. So Electricidad turned out to be Electra in Los Angeles, and it was quite interesting, and so was the discussion afterwards. Sam, are you going to do another one?
We're working on it.
Okay, I'm going to quote you on that. Next slide, please. Okay, Race Talks. These are a series of talks that were presented, and you can see at the high schools, trying to give, as it says here, an honest and open space for young people to talk about these very difficult conversations about race and sense of self. And so if you're interested in those, I know Donna Tanner-Harold is doing some. I don't know if any of the rest of you are working on these, but they're quite valuable. And I've heard from Donna that students really do open up at these, and they like to talk among themselves about these issues, not always to grown-ups like us. So keep those in mind. Next slide, please. So yes, here we go, the Campus Community Conversations. And we really helped promote this, the Race Relations Committee, and attended, helped, and I want to thank Bev Baker and Tracy Parsons. Steve Anderson, I think, is not here, and Joycelyn isn't here. And we started out at the City View Room at the Illinois Terminal doing some tabling where we, not tabling, but talking at tables about what issues we wanted the university to listen to us about, that where we can build some better bridges with the university. And as I said, we look forward to more. Next slide, please. Okay, here's what we're going to do in the year to come. As I mentioned, the Mental Health and Wellness Conference, I believe at Parkland. We're going to continue the community conversations with the campus. We've been talking about the problem of when people of color get on a board, like an organization's board, and feel like the token and like they're not being really listened to. It's just sort of like, we put you here and now that's it. That's all we have to do. So we're, the United Way, thank you Bev, has said they're willing to help with that if we want to have some workshops on how to be a board member in situations that are sometimes difficult. Okay, and we will continue the Ollie Connection. Joycelyn is teaching a course, Conversations Exploring Structural Racism, in the fall of this coming fall. And hopefully Ollie will speak to the group next month about this and many other possibilities. Joe Menarek, we hope, will come back. A promotional campaign with local media, if any of you have ideas on how we can even get the word out even better than already. The race talks, resources that will educate, train, and inform, open to new ideas, community events, open to ideas, seminars, and capacity building workshops. And I believe that's it. Is that it? Yes. I want to thank the people who are on the subcommittee. The names are here, and please join us. The big Race Relations Committee, the meetings are the third Monday of the month at the Baha'i Center in Urbana from 11:30 to 1. And if you have questions, contact McCall. Did I say that right, or Michael? Thank you. Okay. And that's it. So thank you very much.
All right, so let's give Barbara one more round of applause for. So as you know, I started a little bit before. Race is the most difficult subject. It's the important thing that we have to conquer as a community and as a society. And the only way to do that is to do it. You can't pretend that we're all good and we had Barack Obama and, you know, it's all solved, right? I know we feel like we're tired of hearing about diversity and DEI and, you know, the language about being woke and all these kind of things are distractions from the importance of us addressing race. And so the coalition, while it is an inclusive group and a group intending on bringing our community together, the intentionality of the needs of our Black community is at the core and forefront of what the coalition is here for. And that doesn't mean we're excluding groups, but our work is intentional. So moving forward to 23 and 24, I just want to talk about what we call some of our strategic action activities. So next Thursday, we're going to bring Mikhail to come up and talk a little bit about some of the work we're doing around development of Black business, entrepreneurship, and this whole economic issue for the Black community.
So I would like to preface this by saying it is Michael. But on July 20th, at the Champaign Public Library, we will be joined by Matthew Simpson of the Illinois Office of Minority Economic Empowerment to discuss the results of the Black Business Survey, Black Business Development, and overall economic improvement. This event, sponsored by the wonderful members of the coalition, the City of Champaign, the City of Urbana, and the Chancellor's Compact, will give an opportunity to entrepreneurs to network and engage with business resource organizations. Lunch will be provided as well. Flyers are in the back as well. If you have more questions or concerns, please contact me at Michael, MIKAL, .washington@champaignil.gov.
Let's give him this round of applause, you know. I don't know if I said it right or not, brother. I didn't again, right? We've been going through it for a couple of weeks. He's been at the city for a little more than a year. He just got promoted into the Equity and Engagement Department. Yeah. Let's do another round of applause, right? Promotion. Local young man, grew up in our community and our schools to show what our schools do and can produce. So much respect. All right, so this is so key, right? And you all know that I'm a pretty straight shooter. So it's interesting working with the organizations in our business community, and I've been around it's getting close to 30 years for me, and we've been talking about how to strengthen economic opportunity for the Black community, inclusive opportunity. So we're getting ready to hit this real intentional going into this work as part of the Chancellor's Compact and our work here through the coalition. There's a number of projects and initiatives taking place all over our community. The organizations doing this work do great work in isolation. Every time I meet with them, they say, Tracy, you know what we're doing and what program we have. But, you know, if I go back to the last 30 years, we've had a number of projects that start. None of them sustain themselves. And each organization says, look what we're doing, look what we're funding. Our banks and our lending to the Black community is about 90+% denial rates, right? So if you're in a Black business and you're trying to get started, and it's challenging. So this survey is phenomenal. The Department of Economic Opportunity for the state conducted, we have 41,000 roughly Black-owned businesses, men and women-owned businesses, statewide, and I think they had about 13,000 responses. So I'm really pushing our community to use this document, this data, to drive the work that we're doing. So they're pushing back from me a little bit because they all saying we're doing good work, and I'm not saying they're not, but we are not growing our Black business community. We're not building economic wealth in the Black community, and we don't change anything until we make sure that race and economics and the work matches. So this is a powerful luncheon next week, and if you're interested in attending, we look forward to bringing the state down to talk about the survey. Next slide, please. All right, so you all have heard and seen Mindy at a number of our meetings to talk about our YES initiative. This summer, we have 105 students in Champaign alone, working at 31 different sites. So I'm really proud of those numbers, the fact we've got 100 students out in the community learning and working about the importance of the world of work. There's probably about 500 students from Champaign and probably another 300 that need this type of support and engagement. But I'm pleased with where we are with YES, and so we look forward to having Mindy and a couple of the students here later in the summer to talk about YES. So I have the mic again. So Kevin, will you stand for me, please? This is my guy. This is my student, Kevin. He's going to be a senior at Centennial. He's working in our office. I had a chance to spend some time with him today, and we just had a phenomenal conversation. He's a tremendous young man, looking forward to college. We've got to wrap around him and all the students to ensure. So I asked him if he wanted to speak, and he said, no. He said, if you bring me up, I'm only going to say hi. So, all right. So that's Kevin from Centennial senior year. All right, you've heard about our summer initiatives. This is our partnership with the Champaign County Mental Health Board that provides the funding. Our partner, lead partner, is Don Moore Boys and Girls Club. Amy and Monica are here. Kind of just wave your hands so they see. No, come on, Monica. There we go. Right, so they are the lead organization. They work with our organizations to do subcontracts. The Mental Health Board had, I can't remember how many more million in requests than what they had funding. So this year we got about $90,000 to do summer projects, and the club manages that for us. We've got 13 different projects that we're funding throughout the community, from youth leadership initiatives, male-specific, female-specific programs, academic enrichment. We've added a little more sports and recreation than we have the last couple of years. I think last month maybe, we had Taylon Lindsay, young man who started doing work after he left the University of Illinois. His football camp is this Saturday at Urbana Fields. I think we're at about 250 youth in our community that'll be at the football camp and have an opportunity to mix with U of I football players, and that's this Saturday. Next slide, please. All right, so community-wide events. I'm sure many of you have heard about Champaign-Urbana Day at Douglas Park. It is a well-attended event, but I thought today I would really talk about the importance of this event in the Black community. So it's one thing to think about, oh, the Park District is having Champaign-Urbana Days and all of that, but really understanding, as we talked about the African American Heritage Trail and all of that, this history of when this started. And the stories are long. When it started, it's the 50s, 60s. I don't know many if you know exactly either, but it's been around our community that long. Now, this originally was the opportunity and the history about Douglas Park and how it was created and why it was created. We should probably bring Nate here one meeting, maybe next month, to talk about this history and Douglas Park and the role that it played in our community. And it was the only place that the Black community could go, the only park. And in fact, Champaign Park District created Douglas Center and Douglas Park as a place for us to go to keep us out of the other parks. The Park District probably wouldn't want me saying all of that, but that is the truth. And so it's a family reunion time in the Black community in Champaign-Urbana. And it's a time for all of us to come out. They have agency booths, vendor booths for you to come out, for the community to meet and know. And, you know, people say to me all the time, Tracy, we want to get, you know, the non-traditional Black community involved, and we want to meet. You know, it's great that you come, but how do we? So this is your opportunity to come out and recruit people that you want to come into your organizations and programs as it relates to Black community engagement. So Champaign-Urbana Day, we want to put some emphasis on that this year through the city and through the coalition to support this. All right, so I'm going to bring Abby Hobbs up. We have something we call Walk as One. This is where we go out into communities and neighborhoods to talk about specific issues, topics. And so Abby and her group is leading our September 7th. No, stay back there. Okay, yeah, there we go.
You said it, Tracy. I don't need to say anything. No, I think everybody in this room understands the importance of early childhood education. I mean, it makes all the difference for all of our kids, but not everybody understands that out there in Champaign-Urbana. United Way began a charge, read, talk, play every day. So we are pairing up with the coalition, and we'll do another Walk as One. We did one just last spring. We'll do another one this fall to get all kinds of learning materials out to families with young children or grandparents, anybody that has a young child in their life, just encouraging them to read and talk and play more with that child so that by the time they get ready for kindergarten, they are really ready to learn. So next month, I'll have a QR code where you can sign up to walk with us. It is so much fun. Last spring, we had people from all parts of the community, church folks, school folks, business folks, Girl Scouts. I mean, it was just a blast seeing everybody come together and get out and go door to door and really talk to families and encourage them to spend more time with their kids. So, more details to come. Thanks.
All right, let's give the Read, Talk, and Play folks a big thank you for that work. Next slide. So that is critical and important. And so last time we did Champaign, Urbana, and Rantoul. So we're still kind of working through those level of details. All right. So we started really looking at Black mental health, trauma coming out of COVID. Karen and her TRI group have been doing phenomenal work for years. And we started doing real intentional conversations throughout the community. And then out at Parkland College, we had the conversations. And so coming out of those, we've really heard how much more intentional and focused we need to be. So we're going to have a conference out at Parkland College, September 30th, 8 to 5. We'll have the registration information ready in a couple of weeks. We have an all African American expert panel of presenters, local and regionally. We've got so much talent here, and this is critical, right? So I've talked about the disparities across all of the issues and topics that face the Black community. And when we talk about coming out of COVID and its impact, it's been devastating to the Black community in addition to everyone else. And so when you talk about the impact it's had on students and kids in school, when you talk about the isolation that the Black community went through in addition to everyone else being in, so our ability to address and talk about mental health and wellness is critical. Mental health and wellness. So we have a full day of topics, subjects. There'll be a number, we're gonna have a nice breakfast, nice lunch, opportunities for networking and communicating with one another and learning. And this is the first of continuing work. We're gonna learn what we need to do more of and all of those types of things. So really excited about this conference and want to make sure that you are there, pass the word. All right, next slide, please. All right, so we're going to be launching some new initiatives this fall. You heard a little bit in the spring about Rising Stars. These are Black students, 5th and 8th grade, that are at grade level across Champaign and Urbana schools. All right, so we have roughly about 300 plus students that fit this category. That's positive. The sad part is we only have 300 students that fit in this category. And so we've got this group we've identified we're going to be working with their families and making sure we're supporting them. These are the ones that are at grade level, college, potentially college bound. We have to make sure these students succeed. We have to make sure these students succeed. So learn more, hear more about Rising Stars. We're going to be intentional. We've got early conversations about another parent engagement initiative. We talk about this all the time. How do we support families? How do we encourage families? How do we help connect families with their needs and make sure that that transfers to their students and their children? So we're really excited to talk about the parent engagement initiative, and this will be across community, so we're making sure we get as many of the students connected as possible. So James Harden from Champaign Schools has been here a couple of times to talk about attendance. We've got to get our kids in school. So he's given the language and the information about missing one day in one class and tardy and all those things. So we're going to be excited about our attendance initiative and then academic achievement. So coming out of the pandemic, and we saw our test scores last year, and I just want to share this. I shared it before, but 60%, and these are elementary age kids, the testing. So 60% of Asian kids are at grade level reading and math. 45% of white students are at grade level reading and math, elementary school. 12% Latina students in elementary school, and that number for black students is 4%. 4% of our students, so when you talk about the 300 again, right, that's 4% of our kids. So if that doesn't require us to say intentionality, investment in our kids and families, so we can't talk about addressing crime. We can't talk about addressing gun violence. We can't talk about all these other wonderful things, celebrating our university, until we address that only 4% of our kids are at grade level. All right, so I know this is sobering news, but it's the beginning of the year, so it's our opportunity. And that's how I want you and hope you look at these points that I'm mentioning. All right, so we've had a couple of meetings talking about the impact of opioids and fentanyl. I've been talking with the folks at Carl about some intentional work that we're gonna look at about educating, informing about the impact of opioids and fentanyl. And then I've met a group the last few months, and they've been attending our meetings, looking at support for veterans. Robbie Walker and his crew out of Rantoul doing countywide work. I was out meeting with them last week, and it was a day or two after the 4th of July. And what Robbie said to me that was just so sobering and brought a tear to my eye was, he's like, man, I'm glad the 4th is over. I said, what do you mean? He's like, Tracy, you wouldn't imagine the number of folks that are in their closets, hiding, hearing fireworks and gunfire. So when you talk about PTSD, homelessness, drug and substance abuse for our veterans, again, it requires really intentional work. So let's look forward to these new initiatives this fall for the Community Coalition and our community partners. Next slide, please. All right, so I think we've had the folks from WIL here before, but we're looking at ways of communicating and increasing communication amongst the Black and within the Black community, but also for us understanding the isolation, the way that the Black community receives information. So we've got a project that for right now we're calling Black FM. That's not going to be the name of it, but it'll be a multimedia platform. Next slide, please. Right. So looking at how we celebrate Black voices and music and history and have relative. There's no, we lost WBCP radio. There hasn't been a Black newspaper in decades. So again, and all due respect to the News Gazette, but there's important information that happens. Black community doesn't get the information, is not aware of, because they're not reading the News Gazette, they're not watching WCIA. And so we want to really increase communication, information, and education in the Black community. So it's WIL, it's public radio, television. So the programming will be, local as well as national programming and information sharing. And then I think some of you have been to our News, Brews, and Beats events. So this is a way of continuing those events in our community. So you'll hear more really soon as we're trying to do the organizing, and now we have to start raising the money to do Black FM. Next slide, please. And then so this is just the core team from Illinois Public Media, Moss, the director, Jill Clemens, who comes here, Lillian Duncanson, who handles broadcast, and then Emmy Award-winning journalist Reginald Hardwick. So, yeah, this is exciting, y'all. This is live. This is live stuff. All right, next slide, please. And then we've talked about the compact. So the chancellor's doing a phenomenal job setting the tone, the leadership for our community as it relates to the university's role and the lead entity in our community. Every chancellor that has been here since I've been here has had a community engagement initiative. They leave when he leaves or she leaves. So I'm really pushing and talking with the chancellor's office about building something that's sustainable. So as we mentioned, the compact opening was a couple of weeks ago, and Bev and I lead the community engagement area, and I'm also involved in economic development, which is hence the luncheon we're having next week. So, isn't it exciting, right? Real? Come on, let's get some energy, right? So I know I went a little long with that, but I think it's important. And people say, well, what does the coalition do? And why do we come to these meetings every month? And whatever, right? So now we have an idea of what we're doing, where we're headed, and what we're accomplishing as it relates to the community coalition. All right, so an important part is our law enforcement leadership. So we've got a strong contingent of deputy chiefs today that we want to come up. And Chief Tyler, I think you are the man today with the chiefs. And so let's give them a round of applause as they come up, please.
Hello, everybody. I'm Shannon Barrett. I'm the Chief Deputy at Champaign County Sheriff's Office, filling in for the sheriff this evening. With our shooting incidents, our recent shooting incidents, we are up just a little bit from this time last year. This time last year, we were at 3 incidents. This year, we're at 7. Back in 2021, we were at 7 at the same time. In the last 2 months, we've had 2 shooting incidents. One involved a non-life-threatening injury, and one involved property damage only. So that's where we stand with our shooting incidents recently. October 5th, from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m., we're having our 2nd annual back-to-school barbecue. This is a free, family-friendly event. We're offering free entertainment, public safety demonstrations. I think Air Life is gonna be able to land. We'll have Savoy Fire Department. We'll have Kona Ice, which will be offering free snow cones for the first, it's either 100 or 200 people. I don't know that we've put a number on that yet. We will have food and backpacks and school supplies that we're giving away for kindergarten through 12 for children in attendance. This is all, we're getting this all donations from businesses and individuals. We're asking, and I think the sheriff actually went public today with it, asking for donations such as backpacks, colored pencils, crayons, things like that. They can be dropped off to the sheriff's office or the Savoy Municipal Building. And I have a flyer that I'll leave back there if anybody wants it. Also, Saturday, July 22nd and Saturday, July 29th, from 11 to 2 at Savoy Walmart, we will have squad cars there, and we're doing Stack the Squad. That will be encouraging patrons to go to Walmart and actually buy school supplies and stack our squad car with it, so that we're able to give out these backpacks and free school supplies for kids this fall. So that's what we have going on. Thank you.
Guess I'll go next. It's the way the line formed. My name's Matt Bain. I'm the interim deputy chief at Urbana, and I'm going to start off with a couple pieces of good news. The first one is Chief Larry Boone is set to be sworn in and start on July 31st. So we are excited to have him come and tap into his leadership and ideas for us. Another piece of positive information is that the Urbana Police Department has now officially completed the department-wide training of the ABLE program. For those of you that are unfamiliar with the program, ABLE stands for Active Bystandership for Law Enforcement. It's out of Georgetown University, and the goals of ABLE are to prevent misconduct, avoid police mistakes, and to promote officer health and wellness. So we had Ms. Pearson and the NAACP of Champaign County Branch and the Urbana School District write us letters of support for this program. So just an update that was everyone's now been through the training, and we are good to go with that. Let me talk about our staffing for a brief minute. Currently, we have 3 officers that are out for some type of medical issue, injury. We have 7 officers that are either currently in the training program or at the academy. And we have 4 officers slotted to go to the academy in September. So out of 59 officers, we've got enough that are unserviceable in a sense, but there is light at the end of the tunnel. So there's an update for that. Some not so good news is since our last coalition meeting, we've had 6 shooting incidents, including a homicide. If you hadn't been aware of that, on the 30th of June at 3:45, we were called to the 1300 block of Silver for the report of a shooting with injuries. They did find a male that was deceased. An update for that, I think this was previously released. There has been an arrest made, but no one has been charged with the homicide as of yesterday afternoon. I don't know if something changed today, but the arrest was based on a search warrant in the area where a gun was located and someone was located, but there's still further investigation and tests to be run for that. So Urbana is up to 24 shooting incidents currently, down a couple from last year at this time when we were at 26. So thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Matt Ballinger. I'm the Deputy Chief at the University of Illinois Police Department. Chief Carrie and Archie could not make it. She is on a hard-earned vacation today, so it's my pleasure to be here. I'd like to start in and talk about some burglary reports that we've taken over the past month and a half or so since June 1st. We've had approximately 30 burglary reports. Those come primarily from apartments, vehicles, and construction sites. Unfortunately, a large percentage of those are unlocked doors. So that's what we're typically seeing. So we're asking, please lock your doors. If you see something suspicious, please report it. That's what we ask of the community. That's kind of what we're seeing there. On the upside, we have arrested 2 offenders in that. One of the offenders we believe was responsible for multiple burglaries, so that was very good on our part. I'm also pleased to announce that UIPD was named the CIT Department of the Year. That's in the state of Illinois. That award comes from the Illinois Law Enforcement Training and Standards Board. That's a huge win for our department. We're very proud of that. That goes along with our co-responder model. They've been in operation for approximately 2 years now and have served a couple hundred community members since the inception. Clearly, it's garnered a lot of attention internationally, and our supervisors from that co-responder model have been asked to go to law enforcement and mental health conferences and present our model. So that has gone really well. Just recently, they went to the ICLEA. That is your International Association of Campus Law Enforcement Administrators, and that was down in Florida, and they presented that model. So that was very nice. The award that we got was a milestone, and that lets us know at UIPD that we're on the right track with that model, and that will continue, and we're hopeful that others are taking that, and that's making a positive impact on communities nationwide. We had another incident that we had around the 4th of July, and we had several pellet gun attacks. Basically, we had several people call in. We had 5 different reports where a car was driving around with people that were shooting some of our community members. We had up to 10 different reports, and that prompted the alert that we sent out to the community. Upon that alert, we got a lot of feedback from them. We've got help with the Crime Stoppers, just good communication with the community. And then we were also able to use our surveillance cameras to develop a vehicle and some suspects. We were able to make 2 arrests out of that. So that was based on an observant officer that made a proactive stop. We were able to recover the pellet gun and the 2 people that were harassing our community members. Overall, that was good collaboration with our department and the community, and the alert that we sent out provided, it was very helpful. Lastly, I'd like to remind people to attend our National Night Out. That is August 1st from 5 to 8. That is on the south quad of the campus, much like county. We will have fire truck, ambulance, the medical, I believe the helicopter is going to land there, so the kids could come up and see that. That is free, so please come out and please come out there. We'll have ice cream, giveaways, stuff like that. There's been rumor of a dunk tank. Debo, can you confirm or deny that? You confirm it? So you may see me out there, so if you're looking up here like I'd like to dunk that guy in a water tank, please come out. We will be there. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Good afternoon, team. The Champaign Police have worked this month to address vehicle thefts related in a social media trend that we have been seeing in recent months. For those who are unaware, a viral video is teaching a very fast way to steal vehicles made by Hyundai and Kias. This specific vehicle affects Kia vehicles made from 2011 to 2021 and Hyundai's vehicles made between 2013 and 2021. Champaign Police have seen a dozen of these thefts and attempted thefts in recent months. To combat this, the Champaign Police have partnered with Kia and Hyundai to give out steering wheel locks. We received 200 locks and gave out more than 100 on June 24th. We still have some left, and they're available and free for Kia and Hyundai owners, regardless of where you live. To claim one, please come by the Champaign Police Department front desk at First and University and just bring proof of your registration. You will get one for free. So this month, we saw 7 incidents of gunfire in the Champaign Police Department, 2 resulting in homicides. Even though we've had these 7 incidents of shooting incidents from 2022, is still a 45 reduction of gun violence in this community. And from 2021, as we all remember, our most violent year, we've seen a 72.6% decrease in violent crime. I often say one gunshot is too many, and we're going to keep pounding to make sure that all our community members are safe. The 2 homicides, one occurred on June 25th in the 2500 block of Springfield, where a 34-year-old man was shot and he died from his injuries on the way to the hospital. The second one was a 27-year-old male that was shot on July 3rd, also in the 2500 block of West Springfield. Community members are encouraged, if you have any additional information, please call the Champaign Police Department at 217-354-4545. And if you want to remain anonymous, please call Crime Stopper by phone at 217-373-TIPS. Information that can be submitted online is at 373tips.com or through your mobile phone at P3Tips on the mobile app. I'd like to close my remarks today by sharing something new and helpful. We talked for months about our vacancies rate at the Champaign Police Department and how other area police agencies are also struggling with staffing. Presently, we have 20 vacancies with the Champaign Police Department. Our team has been working with a national vendor to develop new material that reach a large and more diverse audience to tell them what make us different and what make us the best police department in the nation. What we came up with in this campaign is to tell our story, tell our teammates, show how important our relationship is within the police department and most importantly with our community members. This is just a preview, but I wanted to share it with the Community Coalition first before we send it out to local media. So if you can play the video, please.
The unique part about the city of Champaign in this area, we truly embrace who you are as a human. Good morning, team. How's everybody doing? We're the only mid-sized police agency in central Illinois where we have our own high-tech crime unit. You can be an EOD, you can be a field training officer, you could be on SWAT. We're gonna teach you everything that you need to be a police officer. But what you have to come here with is the right character and the desire to serve.
I never thought that I would be where I am today. I was always a little skeptic of whether my physicality could bolster what needs to be done. What pushed me to apply for it was my older brother.
I thought that she had what it takes. We got working out together and on a strict plan, and the strength developed, seeing her move up through the ranks, nothing but pride there.
I'm fortunate that not only was he my big brother, he was my best friend, and he had enough belief in me for the both of us. The beautiful part about this career is you're never bored. No day is the same. So there's a check building, so we're gonna go make sure that it wasn't a burglary.
Champaign Police, anyone in here, make yourself known.
When you go to some of these calls, see some of what other people are going through, it's humbling because it says, put yourself in those people's shoes and be appreciative for what you do have and continue to do the good fight of life and just show other people love. Is there anything else we can help you with? That's it. All right. Have a good night, ma'am. Thank you.
Some people will say like it's a calling because you're gonna be tested on multiple levels. As a kid, I realized it was just something that was important. They came, but no one looked like me when they came. Hey, I'm a cop. I look like you. I came from a similar neighborhood. We're here to help. You could pull in more officers and build that bridge.
So Chris would call and ask for advice. Once he found out that I was coming to the city of Champaign, he turned down other police departments. I was told a long time ago, people go where they're celebrated and not tolerated. We celebrate people here, and then we help you elevate what you need to bring to the table.
I'm from a farming family. It was difficult. I started wondering if I was gonna make it through training. Thankfully, I knew an officer who had been here for a while. I went to him several days and just said, hey, I'm really struggling. He was just so encouraging. The people here that I get to work with shoulder to shoulder encourage me, push me, challenge me, lift me up in ways that a family does.
It's a large responsibility because you can begin to heal the connection.
I think it's made me an overall better person.
To have everyone together with different background and the different cultures, that's what makes us strong. Because we're always reinventing ourselves.
As a 30-year police officer, I would never ever, you can be physically strong, you can have the best shooting in the world, but the one thing you need to have to serve with the Champaign Police Department is the right character. So if you don't have the right character, as bad as we need cops, I don't know what to tell you. You're probably not for us. So if you have anybody with the right character and want to serve the community, then they deserve to be with us. Thank you so much.
Go ahead, Minnie. Yes. Can we get a mic for Minnie, please?
I just wanted to say something.
No, you got to use your mic, please.
Thank you. And I know this is not on your program, and I apologize from the bottom of my heart, but I really feel before the police officers leave that I have something to say that's very, very important. I want to caution anybody who say they're doing race relations work to forget to mention the NAACP, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. You cannot do that. I am at the table with the police department. I have a very good working relationship, and it starts way back when we actually needed them. They cooperated, and yes, I'm very aware of the ABLE program, the 10 shared principles, and any other things that the police department is doing, and that includes the University of Illinois, Champaign, Urbana, and the county signed the 10 shared principles. Those were the NAACP ones. And when you talk about race, I'm at the table because a lot of times our people that are in the NAACP is working, but Minnie Pearson represents the NAACP, so I would caution you not to just put my name in the setting as a member, because I'm a willing, able resourceful participant in any group or table where I sit. And I appreciate all of the work that people do, but I worked doggone hard to earn the recognition for the work that the NAACP, and that includes the school districts, the park districts, the Boys and Girls Club, scholarships for children, Francis Nelson Promise Healthcare, you name it, library, I can name a number of others. And this is just a friendly, lovable announcement. Because it is true.
All right.
I work for this community, and we are a volunteer situation. We do not get paid, and there is not a police officer in this Champaign County that can say they have not met and talked with Minnie Pearson. I'm the one they call at night when trouble is going on. They call the NAACP when they're incarcerated, when they're in jails, when they get this, or when this doesn't happen. That is me. So not to toot my own horn, but I'm operating and working for this community. And I don't get any accolades, but it's not that important because I'm doing the work. And I feel good about that. So Tracy, please forgive me, but I felt like that needs to be said. Race relations without the NAACP? Absolutely not. I'm just not sitting at the table. I am a willing, resourceful participant. Thank you so much.
Yes, you are. All right. So I know Ballinger just walked out of the door, but that's really, really important news on congrats on the CIT piece, right? And so when you talk about and we've been talking about this for a couple of years, U of I was the first organization to get their project off the ground. But when you talk about going out in mental health crises, trauma-based crises, and now we have social workers and co-responders going out, and police aren't put in those difficult positions and handling them wrong, right? We've had a number of across the country incidents where maybe police wasn't the appropriate person to be there on the call. And so the fact that we're modeling this initiative, please share with Chief Carey our extreme appreciation for the project and getting that at a place where you're getting recognition. So there's one more round of applause for that, right? Okay, so we're gonna bring Tri up, and Karen, our staff, is coming up to talk about game plan.
Okay, I'm Amaris Bailey with CU Tri. The CVRT is presenting a employment fair called the Game Plan. I thought we was gonna have a slide. It'll be July 25th from 4 to 6 at Tri's office, which is located at 102 North State. So mark your calendars and hope everyone bring their A game. We're going to have top employers, trade schools, and other resources available to those ages 17 to 26. There'll also be resources for reentry and disability supports and services. So bring someone and enjoy raffles. We'll have speakers, we'll have food truck, and much more. We're also looking for, you want to do, okay, girl.
As you guys know, I'm Capricia Whitaker. And to continue on with that, we're also looking for help. So help us with an interactive / hiring job fair. We're looking for organizations and groups to help us make this event possible. So if you guys know anybody or if you are interested in being a part of this, it's going to be really great. Please, we have flyers in the back. This is our flyer. You can go to this link and you guys can sign up. We want participants to walk away with wins. So we want them to walk away with a job. We want them to walk away with an interview, an application, anything that will help better their situation. We want them to be able to walk away with that.
So if you can conduct on-site interviews, offer jobs, internships, and immediate signups, please join us. There will be a link for you to be able to let us know back on that paper. That'll be on the back table. And this is one of 4 events that you should look forward to coming to.
And that's it.
So there are flyers. So let me make sure I got that right. The age that we're talking about is 17 to 26. All right, year-olds. This is focused for. All right. So Scott Bennett, Family Resources Day from the State's Attorney's Office.
Good afternoon. My name is Laura Keller, and I'm Assistant State's Attorney here in Champaign County. I handle the child support enforcement cases, and I'm really excited to be here today to let you know about the Scott Bennett Family Resources Day. We're going to have it annually. The first one is going to be August 25th. It's going to be at the Brookins Gymnasium, and the idea is to provide one place where families can come and find out what resources are available to them in the community. And so one thing I want to invite you to is if you're with a program or a company that provides resources to families in this area, please contact me because we probably have space for a booth if you would like to. It's free. It's free to have a booth. It's free to attend. I did put some flyers, or someone actually, I should say, this nice lady here, put flyers in the back for me. I'm not quite sure where they are, but you can contact me. I will stay after for a while as well this evening. But I'm really excited about this. I think it's something we will have every year, and it's hosted by the Illinois Department of Healthcare and Family Services, as well as the Be Like Bennett Foundation. Thank you very much.
All right, Scott Bennett Family Resources Day in August. And then, so Michael is coming back up for a moment.
Hello again. So the Designated Procurement Initiative is a new program in which the City of Champaign will set aside special contracts for small, local, low-income business owners. This initiative was created along with the Champaign Diversity Advancement Program. And so the mission of this initiative is to increase contracts to local small businesses. In order to qualify, business owners must have income at or below 80% of the median family income limit. On August 8th at the Champaign Public Library at 9 a.m., we will be having an informational so that business owners are able to learn about DPI, the bid process, and to register to become a DPI contractor. Coffee and snacks will be provided. There's also a flyer in the back. For more information, please contact Janelle Gomez or myself. Hope to see you there.
Thanks, Michael. All right, so we've done good catching up on time. Staff is around with mics for information sharing. So Justin's going first today.
Thank you. CEJA, Climate Equity and Jobs Act. No one knows what that is. So the state set up an addition to the current workforce system, and it's a system that is pouring money and resources into helping underrepresented populations get plugged into good jobs, especially clean energy jobs. The structure of the system is pre-apprenticeships in institutions. So before someone comes home, they take a pre-apprenticeship. When they get out, get connected to a workforce hub where they can get case management, support services, go back to school, get a degree, and a contractor incubation center for 8A contractors. So that system is set up and it's beginning right now to be kind of filled out. It has to be in 13 different places in the state by legislation. One of those places is Champaign. This is funded until 2050. It's not something that's going to go away next year or 3 years from now. The thing that's missing is a navigator. The navigator has to be in an area, recruit those people who just got out of jail, make relationships with prisons, find contractors, work with the hub for the programming and the support services. That navigator has to be a nonprofit. So I don't know if the Community Coalition's a nonprofit, or if Bev, you have ideas, or if there's a nonprofit here. But that NOFO just came out last week, and I'm not, being in the workforce system, I'm not really sure who locally would be a good fit for that. So I'm telling you, CJ exists. Our area needs a navigator. It's funded till 2050. If you want to make a difference in clean jobs, electric vehicles, and construction, and solar and wind with underrepresented populations and people coming home, this might be a good opportunity for you. I'll be here for a couple minutes afterwards, give you a business card, and if we just need to find a navigator for our area. Thank you.
So we got a suggestion for first followers. Make sure you bring that information to the luncheon next week, Justin, please. All right, Mayor, please.
Just wanted to let people know that the City of Urbana is partnering with Senator Faraci's office to host a mobile DMV site at City Council Chambers on August 4th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. I mean, this is a convenient way for folks to follow up on registrations and licenses, but it's also, I think, if you work with people who need a state ID, or if you have clients who are having trouble getting appointments over at the facility in Champaign, this would be another alternative for you to plan on. So there'll be more information coming out from the Senator's office, but again, it's August 4th, Friday morning, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the Urbana City Council Chambers at 400 South Vine Street, Urbana.
Go ahead, April.
Hi everyone, my name is April and I'm with the City of Champaign's Equity and Engagement Department. Last month I told you that we were going to be launching Engage Champaign, which is officially live, so I just want to encourage you all to just take a couple minutes and check out the site. It allows you to give feedback about various projects going on throughout the city, and of course Community Coalition is included. So if you wouldn't mind popping over and just letting us know how the meeting went, are you interested in what you're hearing about, do you want to hear about different things, just give us your feedback so we can make this as beneficial and worthwhile meeting as possible.
And while, there we go.
Awesome, thank you so much. Hi everyone, my name is Rosa. I am with Dispute Resolution Institute. We are an organization that offers mediation services in the community. And while I am very embarrassed to say we do not have the date planned yet, we will be hosting an open house in early August, and we would love to see some or all of you there. We will be educating a little bit about the volunteer opportunities with our organization, including the opportunity to become trained as a mediator. We're offering a free 40-hour training in the fall, and just learning a little bit more about what mediation can do in the community. So if any of you are interested in attending, come by, we can swap business cards or information, and we hope to see some of you there.
Hello, everybody. So Wild on the Fly will be having our first family fun night this Friday from 4 to 6 p.m. at our after-school site, 2422 West Springfield Avenue. And we are also doing our annual backpack drive for our Wild on the Fly summer participants. It is now through August 7th, and we give those out during our last week of programming. UIPD, Rantoul Police Department, as well as Champaign Police Department and the Y are drop-off sites. So if that is something you would like to do, that'll be great. And I think that's all.
So, one of the things, since we've got our Equity Engagement Department at the City of Champaign, we've got a phenomenal group of young, talented folks from the community. So Tadariana, Kellen, Michael, stand up. Kevin, stand up. April, stand up. So this is all part of our new team, and just want to make sure we give them their recognition. I get to come here and do this, but they all make it happen for me, so thanks for the applause. Amy, you are on.
Thank you. I just wanted to let you know that we're just a couple weeks from wrapping up summer camp at Don Moore Boys and Girls Club. August 4th is the last day. We were full. We still have a waiting list for summer camp, and I tell you that because registration opens up live on our new portals that we're releasing and going live on, let's see, July 17th, right, Monica? And I want you to know first, because we probably will fill up fast and we'll have a waiting list. And so I want your folks to know that we want them first in line. Thank you.
Our folks, not your folks, our folks. So we have one more? Okay, go ahead, Rhonda.
Hi, my name is Rhonda Harris. This perspective is just coming on behalf of an Urbana School District employee. As we go back to school, we think about school supplies. Also keep in mind that a lot of the kids struggle when they go back to school because of the clothing that they may have grown out of, or the clothing that may be passed down or may not necessarily be trending. I'm not asking anybody to go out and buy the newest Nikes, but if you have something to spare, if it's new, maybe your grandson or someone, you bought them and they gave it back to you, please feel free to donate it to the local counselors at any school. If you don't know who to donate it to in their Urbana School District, at each school, it's called Miss Mitchell's Closet. It's ran by Janice Mitchell. She's the daughter of Janice Mitchell, who's over the community center. We lost her within the last year. So if you have anything, clean socks, clean boxers, deodorant, shampoo, conditioner, anything that you want to donate that could be beneficial to a young man or a young woman going through, these preteen ages, that can help them be focused in the classroom, we greatly appreciate anything that you have to offer. So thank you.
All right, what a great way to end the meeting on that note. Thank you, Rhonda. So, I came hard and straight and direct today on purpose, because our work is still in front of us. But we have a phenomenal community with unbelievable people, committed resources and supports. So it was out of love and appreciation and a thank you for what all of you do to make our community be the best it can be. Peace and love to you all. See you next month.